Hi, this is Jeremy.
And this is Becky. We're kind of epic.
And today we're taking a look at a game called Star Shelter. This is from Overflow Games, the creators of Abode and Conductor, which we have reviewed in the past. And they gave us a copy of their latest game, as I mentioned, Star Shelter. And so we're taking a look at it.
So if you have played their other two games,
Abode,
which I always want to say Adobe. Abode and Conductor, those are quite a bit different than this game. I liked them a lot better. You were able to take your time, and they were more like puzzle, escape the room or escape the area type games to me than this one. And this one is going to actually be mostly Jeremy that talks about it because it made me crazy nauseous. I'm actually nauseous watching the replay of it. It was a lot of floating around and pulling yourself around to move, and it's the slide type movement, and it just makes me incredibly ill. And this was unfortunately one of those that does that. So.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, it's a little different from the other games they've made. It is a bit of a puzzle game where you're trying to figure out what to do next and all of that. But it's, I think, more of a survival game. If you're familiar with that genre where you have limited resources and you're starting to get hungry and cold and all that. This you have hunger, you have life, you have oxygen, and so you're trying to survive this wreck, or your space station has exploded.
Or something.
And so you're now out in space. You have this one shelter that you can get into. And you have to go out and explore and find resources in the debris from the explosion to try to rebuild things and survive. And I think try to escape and get back to probably somewhere where you can be rescued.
Yeah, and I felt like with a time limit of, you're going to run out of oxygen, I did not feel like there was enough explanation of what you're supposed to do and how you do it. So there was a whole lot of... when I was trying to play, just figure out what the hell do I do now? And your oxygen is dropping, and which adds stress on top of nausea, which adds stress. So I found this game to be entirely too stressful, as well as, again, nauseating. But I feel like if you're going to have a survival type game where you do have a time limit, there needs to be a little bit more explanation of what you do, how you figure it out. Like, here, attempt to hack. There's no, I don't know how you figured out that was the answer is whatever the answer is, because I don't see any way to sort that out.
Yeah, it's kind of trial by error, which, like we said in the previous two games was great because you're trying to figure things out. You can take your time and do it. But this, you have that time limit with the oxygen, and it's very stressful. And here, I was trying to figure out how to hack this thing, and I was like, okay, line up the things. Nope. Oh, there's this arrow, and I think I figured that out here because I twisted and it turns green. I was like, oh, okay. And so you're stressed because you're running out of oxygen. You're stressed because you're trying to figure things out, and it just stressful. But so you can see I got the door hacked, which uses energy, or I think it's called energy. Unfortunately, the energy is also what you use to deconstruct things to get material. And so if you use up all that, then you can't deconstruct stuff. And if you can't find a thing to replenish your energy, then you get stuck. And if you run out of oxygen, you get stuck. And
you die.
And so it's very difficult. So keep that in mind. If you like those type of games where you're surviving and you can die pretty easy until you really figure things out, then this is the game for you. But if that's not what you're into, then I would maybe look at their other two games, because they are much more puzzle oriented and gives you that time to really work through the puzzles and figure things out.
You're just hitting buttons. button. That's the thing, is the other ones, they were just as little, there was just as little instructions. There was hardly any instruction in the other two, but you had plenty of time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've finished both of those other games pretty happily and enjoyed them. I had a slight nausea problem with Conductor, because you're on a train and it slides you across, but man, this floating thing, like, really, just watching it right now is making me nauseous. Again, I'm having flashbacks to the nausea of being in this game. So
yeah. So I would say it's a really cool idea, and if you like the survival type games, then definitely check it out. This, I think, was definitely one that was a little more difficult for us to get into, and I don't know, it's just that frustration factor that I think
for you,
for me, I kind of figured out what to do, and like, okay, I got to go get this thing and make some plants so I can get some oxygen.
And then you die.
And then I ran out of oxygen. It's like, okay, well, I know there's plants over here and there's glass that I can get over here. Okay, I'm going to go there really quick when I start over, and I get there, and I ran out of energy. Okay, and I'm out of oxygen. So
didn't you start over like 6 or 7 times because you kept dying?
Yeah, it was like a good 4 or 5 times, I think. Just trying to, kind of knowing what I needed to do and still not being able to do it. So it's tough. I mean, it's not an easy game.
No. And the other one too, I did not feel were overly easy either. It's just, again, you weren't floating around and you weren't dying, so you could take your time to figure them out. This one, and I couldn't even really watch Jeremy play it because, again, with the nausea.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think maybe if there was an easier mode where the oxygen, depleted maybe half as fast, that would be, I think, better for me, because obviously I can handle the moving around a little better. So I think if I didn't have that frustration factor of having the time to be able to find stuff and figure things out and really get my bearings, I think that would be easier or better. So I don't know.
I guess we're really on the fence about this one.
Yeah.
So I think that what you guys will have to do is try it yourself if you're interested, and let us know what you think, because we're really torn. I am super over the nausea part, so I probably won't give this another try, but I think Jeremy will.
Yeah. This is actually reminiscent of another game we tried, or at least I tried. It was called Detached, and it was a similar floating around, flying around kind of thing, and that actually made me more nauseous than this one. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, you told me not to even try it.
Yeah, I knew it would make you sick. So that one was a little too much. But anyway, this one, if you do get motion sick, or if you tend to get motion sick, this might make you sick.
Yeah, be aware.
Yep.
Have you tried Star Shelter? And what do you think?
If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and hit the like button.
Also, let us know if there's a Vive title you would like to see us review in the comments.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye!